Clash of the Titans. Today, we are comparing the sniper class from both Battlefield 5 and 2042, the candidates representing their respective games. On the left of your screen, representing Battlefield 5, we have Michael Jackson. Representing 2042, to the right of your screen, we have the one and only Miserable Paik. Just look at that face, is she trying to scare MJ or something?
Ooh, you're hard.
There will be 7 topics to discuss, including versatility, appearance, weapon choice, gadgets, traits and specializations. Which game presents the best opportunity for sniping? How do these sniper rifles sound and feel? Does sniping feel realistic and help you get immersed in the game? We will be answering these questions and discussing the perspective from both sides. Each topic will be worth 1 point. Whoever has the most points at the end of the video will be crowned the ultimate sniper champion. First up, we have versatility. Due to the restrictions of weapon choice within each class in Battlefield 5, it's quite hard to be a versatile sniper in this game. You have to really commit to your role, and rightly so in my opinion, as it adds balance to the game and encourages teamwork within squads as everyone has their role to play. If you are a sniper, it's hard to have an effect on the game at close range. In contrast, due to the burst fire pistols and high rate of fire semi-auto handguns, this makes playing 2042 as a sniper or recon player more versatile, even with a sniper as your primary weapon. If you are wanting to push up with your teammates and an enemy suddenly appears, you aren't panicking trying to reach for your spud gun. You have a legitimate weapon to hold your own against enemies with SMGs. For the burst fire handguns alone, 2042 wins a point for versatility. Paik, you could look happy about winning the first point. Weapon choice. Within the sniper class on Battlefield 5, I counted 10 choices of legitimate sniper rifles, and then if you include the rifles that have no scope by default in that class, this takes the amount of rifles you can choose from up to 16. Although the weapon attachments don't alter the performance of the rifle, you can still customise different parts of each weapon to suit your style. Battlefield 5 has specialisations within each weapon which you can customise. You can choose between aiming down your sight faster or switching weapons faster, improved accuracy on the move while aiming down sight, or change zeroing the weapon for long range sniping, faster reload times or reduced bullet drop off, and finally equip either a bayonet or bipod on your rifle. Even without the weapon restrictions in each class, there are limited options when it comes to sniper rifles in 2042. There are 5 sniper rifles in total. You could count the 7 marksman rifles, which would give you a total of 12 rifles to choose from, but these rifles aren't really to be used at long range. For those who don't know, the marksman rifles are single fire rifles that usually use a 2.5 scope. It's to be noted that in 2042, weapon attachments do alter the performance of the rifle, so you can tweak the weapon to suit your style of play. Ultimately, there are more sniper rifles to choose from in Battlefield 5, and the fact the majority of these weapons came after the initial release is the reason Battlefield 5 earns a point here. Map design. Both of these games have very different map designs. Battlefield 5 has more maps that cater towards a tactical, yet aggressive style play, with only a few maps optimised towards sniping. The main maps that stand out to me are Arras, Twisted Steel, Hamada, and most of the Pacific maps, which were released later into Battlefield 5's life cycle. Although there is less opportunity to snipe, when you do get to snipe on Battlefield 5, it can be an absolute farming session. With the nature of 2042's default open map design, I would say every map apart from Redacted presents the opportunity to snipe. If you combine this with game modes such as 128 Conquest or Rush XL, it can be a sniping frenzy. Often there are almost too many targets to choose from. Although I do prefer Battlefield 5's overall map design, I can't ignore the fact that 2042 has the upper hand in relation to sniping, with the reason being it gives snipers more opportunity to flourish. This is reinforced by the fact that whenever I am running as an assault specialist, I'm always on the lookout for snipers. I can always hear their bullets whizzing past me, forcing me to use my smokes more often than not. For the reason of the open map layout, giving players more opportunity to snipe, 1 point goes to 2042. Paik, you're in the lead. Crack a smile. Gadgets and traits. The best gadget of the recon class within Battlefield 5 is the flare gun, where you shoot the flare in the air and it spots enemies within its radius for around 30 seconds. This used to be OP with a large circle radius, but the circle radius was reduced and nerfed before DICE pulled support for the game. The Dopal Schuss basically does the same thing as the flare gun, but you fire it on the ground and it will highlight enemies on the minimap within its radius. Other less useful gadgets on Battlefield 5 are the sniper decoy that looks as real as Kobe Bryant's new statue. Traits within Battlefield 5 consist of either Eagle Eye, which enables you to spot enemies you shoot, and Expert Marksman, which allows you to hold your breath longer while aiming down sight. The alternative traits are Advanced Scouting trait. This allows you to spawn on beacons outside of your squad, and Vanguard trait, gaining you extra requisition when someone from outside your squad spawns on your beacon. 2042 has a different system where each character has a unique specialist trait and gadget. There are 4 recon specialists, each with their own traits and gadgets. First we have Blasco's X6 infiltration device, which is a frequency jammer used to block enemy minimaps and electrical equipment within its 20-meter radius. Pake's EMGX scanner, which gives her the ability to look through walls and smoke for around 10 seconds. Casper's OVP recon drone to spot enemies from the sky, and Rao's cyber warfare suit, which allows him to temporarily disable enemy vehicles. Notable recon traits for 2042 are Blasco's ambush expert, where she can't be seen by motion-based gadgets and disrupts turret targeting. Pake's Eagle Eye spots enemies after shooting them. Rao's acquisition spots enemies that he gets shot by, and finally Casper's movement sensor that spots enemies who are within your vicinity. Due to the nature of the futuristic setting of 2042, this allows the devs room for more creativity when it comes to gadgets and traits. I imagine it's difficult to come up with gadgets for a game set in the World War II era. This enables 2042's gadgets and traits to flourish, having more of an effect on the game, and therefore earning a point for 2042. Sound and feel of the weapon. Battlefield 5's sound of the weapon adds to the immersion of the game. You can hear the echo of each round firing away into the distance. Hearing the soldier reload each round back into the rifle just sounds so realistic. Even when you go on a kill streak, you can hear the soldier counting their kills in German. The attention to detail is second to none. Also, I can't get enough of that sexy ping sound when you blow someone's head off. I don't know if it's me losing my marbles, the quality of the servers, or my aiming, but in Battlefield 5 I feel the feedback of the shots on enemies are very consistent. Whether the enemy is running across your screen or you are drop shotting in the distance, the shot feels consistent every time. Whereas in 2042, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 shots to hit an enemy. It's not only me, I've seen other YouTubers and streamers have the same issue. If anyone has an explanation for this, let me know in the comments section. Anyway, the sound of a silent sniper in 2042 is bliss, giving smooth feedback when you pull the trigger. With that being said, when snipers aren't silenced, I don't hear the same echo on 2042 as I do BF5. Also, the way the soldier handles the weapon when reloading feels very clunky and unrealistic. The sound, movement and handling of the sniper rifle just isn't the same. Point for Battlefield 5. Appearance. Battlefield 5's characters are fully customizable. There are 25 characters to choose from, and you can customize their headgear, torso, legs and face paint. These are unlockable by either completing challenges or by spending points you've earned within the game. Each faction, whether it be Japanese, British, American or German, they all have a presence of their respective countries, so their uniforms and image represent the country they are fighting for. My point is, you won't be shooting at someone with the same specialist or character like some games. That's right, with 2042, each faction has the same set of specialists, so on either side you can have the exact same looking characters. How on earth DICE didn't realise what they were doing here is beyond me. Nobody wants to load into a game playing as McKay to then meet an enemy McKay at the A1 objective. 2042 specialists are customisable, but it's not quite the same. You can change the entire set, combat uniform, headgear and takedowns, but you can't mix and match torso, legs and face paint. The reason for this is that you can clearly see EA and DICE focused more on microtransactions and only being able to purchase certain items with real money. For that reason alone, we can just stop right here and give the point to Battlefield 5. Realism and Immersion. When firing a sniper rifle in Battlefield 5, the feedback when pulling the trigger feels very realistic. From looking down the dirtied scope, the recoil you get when pulling the trigger, and finally the character cocking the gun to put the next round in the chamber is bliss. The glare from the scope of other snipers is just enough to spot, but not so much that it blinds you. On the other hand, when aiming down the scope on 2042, it looks as though you are aiming down a magnifying glass from Poundland, or you are wearing those big 80s spectacles. When the specialist cocks the sniper rifle back, it seems quite robotic, with the same exact movement every time. The glare from the other snipers is so bright, you'd think it was the shining star over Bethlehem. It doesn't scream realism or immersion, to be honest. And the winner is Battlefield 5. Paik, you're always pissed off, so no change there. Well done, MJ. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the points made in this video. Agree or disagree, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.